Alright, I did not get to see Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods last year, but when Resurrection F came out this year, and now that I'm doing movie reviews this year, I thought, okay, this is a great excuse to see Battle of Gods and then see Resurrection F. So I saw both movies in one night, and I was thrilled because, one, I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan. I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, and these films brought back so much childhood memories. Okay, I'm not going to try to talk too much about Battle of Gods because it's a 2014 movie and we're doing 2015 movies. But I will mention Battle for Gods a few times to compare it to this film. Now, while Battle for Gods was a little bit more unique to the Dragon Ball franchise, it had a lot of the same themes, it had a lot of the same beats, but structurally it was a little different compared to the norm. Resurrection F is pretty much straight up formula for all the other Dragon Ball Z episodes and seasons. So this was more of a stereotypical back to form, but it was enjoyable because, hell, if you like Dragon Ball Z, you're gonna like the stuff that they tend to do over and over again. It just sort of becomes a thing that we expect and something that we want. Whenever I watched a Dragon Ball Z new season, I was a little bit more behind than all the rest of the people because I just somehow didn't get news and didn't get wind of when the next Dragon Ball Z season came on Toonami. I don't know why I was so out of touch, but for some reason I was. So I think the only real Dragon Ball Z sagas that I saw as a kid was the Frieza saga and the saga before that with Vegeta and, God, what's his name? I should know it. I watched the frickin' abridged so many times. Nappa, that's his name. But because I never saw the Majin Buu saga or the Cell saga, Frieza was always my favorite saga. I loved it because I'm a big fan of Vegeta and he slowly, progressively started to become more of an anti-hero in that season. And Frieza was your stereotypical evil villain. And so naturally, Resurrection F feels like a continuation to the Frieza saga, and it feels just like the Frieza saga. And so obviously, big nostalgia factor, and I loved it. The story is simple. It's a continuation of Battle of Gods, but now Frieza's henchmen have gathered the Dragon Balls and have resurrected Frieza from the dead, which makes sense because he's only died once on Earth, so he should be able to be resurrected with the Earth Dragon Balls. And so now Frieza actually trains and becomes better and wants to seek revenge on Goku and wants to destroy the Earth naturally. And there you go. That's what Resurrection F is in a nutshell, and it's pretty typical of any Dragon Ball Z saga. Now I have to say it's great seeing these characters back again. It's great seeing Frieza back again. Hands down, the nostalgia factor is way up when it came to seeing this movie. And I think Battle of the Gods had more humor and was funnier and more unique, but Resurrection F is the more action-packed by far. So if you love Dragon Ball Z for its action, then I think you're gonna love Resurrection X a little more than Battle of the Gods. There's also more love for the minor fighters for the Dragon Ball Z characters because you get to see them fight off Frieza's henchmen. You get to see Krillin fight, Tien fights, Goku fights, even Master Roshi fights, and of course Piccolo. So yeah, it's great seeing them be able to actually fight in this movie and to actually fight henchmen and to have their own glory. It is definitely something that was missing in Battle of Gods. I do like the addition of the new character Jocko, who's this space cop. I honestly didn't like him as much towards the beginning of the film. I just thought he was okay. But he sort of grew on me as the movie went along and I started really liking him. He's humorous in a rational sort of way. It's not cowardly, but he's more rational as he doesn't want to fight too bad of characters or too tough of characters, and he wants to fight off all the minor minions of Frieza rather than other people, and he wants to get the hell away because the Space Patrol doesn't encourage suicide missions. Also, just having Barris and Weiss still in this film makes it all the more better because I actually enjoyed Battle of the Gods even more than I enjoyed Resurrection F. There's also an actual story arc when it comes to Goku and Vegeta. And it actually has to do with the creators honestly pointing out the obvious flaws that they're actually finally acknowledging. Well, they probably acknowledged it in the series before, but I don't remember as much. It definitely ties in with Battle of Gods and definitely feels like a legitimate sequel to the film we got last year. I have to be honest, because it's so stereotypical to the normal form or the normal structure of Dragon Ball Z, I never really felt an impending doom like I should have. I never felt like they were in danger when they actually started fighting Frieza, when Goku starts fighting Frieza, because ultimately I'm like, okay, they're gonna win. He seems way too powerful against Frieza, and even so, I did really enjoy the action for Dragon Ball Z. I don't want to get into spoilers in case you're a Dragon Ball Z fan that actually hasn't seen Resurrection F yet, but the ending was slightly disappointing for me. For a brief moment, it feels like it's going in a certain really interesting, really gratifying ending. Something that has to do with Vegeta and Frieza. But then instead of getting that really satisfying ending, it does a U-turn and something else happens that we figured was going to happen by the end of the movie. And so then it becomes a little disappointing. It does add to more of Goku's character arc, which I do understand, but ultimately it feels like, I don't know, it feels like a disappointment. Now that's not to say that I disliked Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F, because I really did enjoy it, and I'm going to give it 4 stars. It actually is more of a 4.25, but I don't do quarters, so it's going to be a 4-star for now. And if you're curious, Battle of Gods for me is a 4.5 easy. So not much of a difference, but overall definitely I liked Battle of Gods way more. So have you seen Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F? What did you think about it? Go ahead and comment. If you haven't, what is your favorite Dragon Ball Z movie? I don't remember too much of the older ones, so I'm just going to have to say Battle of Gods is my favorite Dragon Ball Z movie. It's definitely not Dragon Ball Z, what was it, Evolution, the live action one. I can't understand anyone choosing that for their favorite Dragon Ball Z movie. As always, this is Bruce Gifford, and this was Just My Opinion.